Victory, we can smell you. Victory, we can touch you. Victory, we can embrace you. Victory, we are so ready for you. Today's event demonstrates one thing and one thing only. At least we know who's with us and who's not with us. In my home language, they clearly state it when they say, Sinkhanang Sintulamroal. Even if you can insult us, we are ANC. Even if you can try to ridicule us, we'll remain ANC. As we enter the doorstep of our Siangoba rally tomorrow, we are sending one strong message, one powerful message. The 3 votes represent 3 powerful colors: black, green, and gold. And we are very clear, victory is certain. Siangoba. Welcome to the beautiful province of Gauteng.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, Honorable President. Ladies and gentlemen, my plea is very simple, that everyone around me and all of you should vote for ANC. And I'll tell you why. With the background that I have, people were addressing the financial side, the business side of things, and then the medical side of things. I need to represent the sporting side of things. Over the years, when I started playing, you can imagine, we got so frustrated playing against the same opponents for years. And every time the big boss would come to the change room, that was the Chiefs, and he says, you must beat Pirates. And he says, but we've been beating them. Now came the changes, and the changes got us to meet our counterparts outside South Africa and around the continent. And that's obviously because of what ANC has done. But over the 30 years, ladies and gentlemen, I have to admit that ANC has faced a lot of challenges. And they have, and they are still working hard on those challenges. And I would urge you to be as resilient as you've been over the years. And I'm sure that you will do well on the 29th. You know, I've always said people will have opinions, but opinions don't change the world. The examples change the world. ANC, you have set examples we can see. Re supa nakedi ka Setswana, re re se ke tiro ya ANC, but you can still do better. Yes, there are challenges, but you can't please everyone. So, ladies and gentlemen, I wish you the best, and I will encourage everyone to, even people in my circle, to vote for ANC. I'll tell them that you have a choice. The first choice is to vote ANC, and the second choice is to vote African National Congress.
Thokozani. Thokozani. Standing in front of you is a young traditional healer. My name is Dumi, known as Gogo Skhotheni. I'm a traditional healer. I'm a businesswoman, and also I'm a mother. The reason why today I'm standing here is for me to tell you what the ANC did for me. The ANC allowed me to become a traditional healer in Africa and abroad. I have clients internationally, and I can go to them with my herbs. I'm allowed to cross the border. I'm allowed to give you a sick note when you come to my practice. I'm a qualified traditional healer who has initiated over 1,000 students under my name and under my calling. Today, I say everyone should vote for the ANC. I'd like to thank my mom and my dad who made sure that I stay true to myself. I'm not going to allow myself to vote for angry political parties. The ANC was blessed by our forefathers. Therefore, I urge everyone to vote for the ANC. Tina as abantu baku ANC asoze saphela amandla. Tina asoze saphela amandla. Asoze saphela amandla. Leli bandla elaka ANC. Asoze saphela amandla. Thokoza ngiyabonga.
My task here, comrades and fellow South Africans, is to welcome the president of the ANC to the stage. A man who needs no introduction. Our president, Angomafikizolo, Umavuke Ngceni, Emzabalazweni. He was there in the struggle, in the student movement, leading from the front. He tasted the brutality of the apartheid regime. He was arrested as a student and served time in jail because of the loss of apartheid brutality. The president is a skillful negotiator. It doesn't start with the negotiation process in the country post-1994. It started when he was a leader and the General Secretary of the National Union of Mine Workers. He negotiated a successful package for the mine workers in this country. Comrade Cyril Ramaphosa, and he was given an award by the Swedes and for negotiating for the mine workers. He's a skillful negotiator, a very patient comrade, and I dare say very honest, and doesn't mean he cannot get angry. So ask me. When I worked under him as a minister and many other comrades, but he's a comrade who engages. When you are given a task, he respects you for the task and he engages all the time. And he doesn't just accept everything on the table. He will always ask Mbax, what is this? And then you've got to unpack it. So you know when you go to the president, you must be armed and understand exactly what you are about. And that happens also as a CEO of South Africa, as a president of the Republic, and surrounded by skillful and capable comrades. The ANC have selected carefully, and with the president himself, who worked with the president in the past 5 years. The president is a great thinker, unifying force. He doesn't believe in disruptions. He believes in organization. Things must happen orderly, in sequence and properly. He's not a rabble-rouser and an anarchist. And he's not vengeful. Ungamthetha kakubi, just look at you. And he doesn't comment most of the time about things that get to be said about him. So I say to Nomvula, when I grow up, I want to be like Ramaphosa. Because mna ndinguphumas bethane. So andinqande kaninzi uPresident Mbax imakancane. It is Ramaphosa's time, and we are all behind you, Mr. President. Great thinker, unifying force, non-disruptor, but a great leader who embraces us all and to work with him, and who respect human beings, leaders, and comrades who work under him. And let's give a great and a good round of applause for our president as we welcome him.
Niyabasaba na. No, kwangathi niyabasaba. Niyabasaba na. Program directors, the leadership of the African National Congress,
the officials, as well as the National Executive Committee, the chairperson of Gauteng, Panyaza Lusufi, as well as the chairpersons of some of our provinces who are here present, various leaders of various organizations who are with us tonight. I'd like to thank former Deputy President Phumzile Mlambo-Ngcuka for being present here amongst us as well. I spent the better time of day with her today in Soweto when we were walking with young people mostly, together with our Premier of Gauteng in Vilakazi Street, going to inform our former President, Nelson Mandela, in spirit that the ANC is going to demonstrate tomorrow that it is ready for victory. It reminded us of the 27th of April 1994, when President Nelson Mandela went to the gravesite of the first president of the African National Congress, John Langalebale Ledube, to go and report and say that we waged a struggle for 82 years, and I've come to report to you, as the very first president, he said, that that struggle that you launched officially in 1912 has been successful. Today, what we found reminiscent of that type of action was when we went to Vilakazi Street, the only street in the whole world that was the home of 2 Nobel laureates. And we basked in the memory of both Utatu Madiba and Archbishop Desmond Tutu. And we informed Utatu Madiba, as the former president of the ANC, that we are going to declare to all and sundry tomorrow at the Siangoba rally, which will be attended by well over 100,000 people, that the ANC is on the march of victory. And thank you very much. Tonight, I was not really meant to speak. I'm going to speak tomorrow at the Siangoba rally. I came just to come and listen to the endorsements and to listen to those who are urging South Africans to vote for the ANC. And I must say that the endorsements that we have heard tonight reinforces the confidence and support that we encountered during the campaign. As we went through the length and the breadth of the country for a solid 8 weeks, we were able to listen very carefully to what our people were saying. And some of those things I will touch on tomorrow as we outline to our people what they said to us. The endorsements tonight are humbling. I want to thank each one of those who came forward to endorse the ANC. This is the real highlight of tonight's event. We are humbled. I am especially humbled to hear each one of those who spoke bravely, confidently, and outspokenly saying that they endorse the ANC and they are going to vote for the ANC. Let us give them a round of applause. And I want to say that I particularly listened to each one of the people who endorsed. We don't have the time now to go through some of the messages that were beaming here. And it covered more or less every sector of South African life, from business, from medical to sports, entrepreneurs, and new entrepreneurs like my sister here, who's a jeweler, who said she would like to be my jeweler. My dearest sister, I think you're not only going to be my jeweler, you're going to be a jeweler to many people who were really impressed with what you had to say. To a traditional leader, Dr. Skhotheni. Oh, my sister, I wish Nami you can give me a sick note. Thanks, I was a for your sick note. I'd like to thank those who even spoke openly about the engagements that we have had. For instance, my sister Okoni, engaging sex workers has been one of the real highlights of one's job. Yesterday, I was interacting with young people, young professionals. My sister, you'll be pleased to hear that this young professional young man stood up and said, Mr. President, one of the ways in which we can even increase our tax collections is to legalize sex work. So that's what he said. And then, not that the two are linked, but he said we should legalize cannabis as well. And please, the two are not linked. They are completely de-linked, but that's what a young man said. And today in Soweto, the president of the Youth League, ANC Youth League, said something that I didn't know was prevalent. He said, President, unemployment is really affecting various aspects of our lives, particularly ourselves as young people. Asisakwazi nokujola. So I wondered, Uguti, what has that got to do with it? He said he's going to write me a paper to explain fully how that affects even love affairs.